a lot of these programmes, and I think my ideal boat is a boat with Griff on it and me not on it.
Oh, Rory. Just 'cause you can't steer the boat. Never mind. Captain Graham has taken over now and will steer us straight to Falmouth. Another leg and some unwanted diversions completed.
Falmouth is a huge, busy port and, in fact, the third largest natural harbour in the world. Don't ask me what the first two are, please. It's a bit more, it's not as picturesque as Ford. It's all chandleries and those things. You like it, yeah.
Oh, look at him get all excited with a chandelier. Some brass rubbings.
Restaurant. One more leg of the journey completed, and the Scilly's just that little bit closer.
That's a very pretty lighthouse, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also bet there are a few people come in and thought, thank God, Falmouth, thank God. Getting out the storm, and then we'll see. If we can just get behind that rock over there, we'll be out of the way.
Should I go and ask him if I can drive it in? Just the last 300 yards.
I'd like to hear the laughter of an experienced
Bring it alongside.
Yeah, I'll bring it alongside. I'll do this.
What, with a sort of...
Why don't you say, listen, you take as far as you can, then I'll step in and finish it off.
Falmouth is dominated by Pendennis Castle. It used to be impregnable, but today it's open till 4.
In those days, it must have still been a garrison, was it?
It wasn't English heritage in those days.
Wasn't it? No.
Built to protect the harbour mouth from the French and Spanish, its past is murky. The castle's historian explains.
Steph, you're a historian, you know all about this area here. Firstly, what are we sitting in at the moment, or are we standing on?
We're standing on the keep that was built to defend this headland as a partner to the one over at St Mawes by Henry VIII. It was finished about 1540, and the extension we're on is 5 years later than that.
But it wasn't the Crown's land, this?
No, it was the Killigrews land, rented from the Killigrews for a number of years. I mean, several hundred years, I think.
So what were the Killigrews involved in?
A little bit of private enterprise.
Private enterprise?
I think so.
That's very euphemistic.
I suppose you could call it piracy.
You could call it piracy. Yeah, we're not taking the Spanish side in this.
No.
But although, why not? It was piracy, presumably.
Yeah, they weren't actually using their own ships, but they would back other people. So Elliot out of Helford, the pirates that used to work out of St Mawes. This was a dangerous sea lanes for any merchant ship, which is why they used to carry cannons.
The castle still has an impressive collection of cannons, and some apparently are still in working order.
So, and you don't have anything like the 1 o'clock gun in Falmouth Harbour anymore?
We do. We have a noonday gun.
Do you? A noonday gun?
But it's only July and August.
Right.
Ah! What a fabulous view.
This is the gun, gentlemen, we'll be firing. It's a 24-pounder cannon from, well, roughly the era of Battle of Trafalgar, about 1800.
What does that mean, 24-pounder? What are you...
It means that's the weight of the shot it fires, the cannonball.
The cannonball?
I'll show you one in a minute, yeah, 24-pound.
Are we going to be firing a 24-pound cannonball today?
Unfortunately not, no. As you can see,
there's a village.
But basically, how far could this cannon have fired 24 pounds?
You could hit almost the shore over there.
Right.
Wow.
Over a mile away.
So a daring-do French pirate would come sailing into Falmouth and they'd line these up here and they had a fair chance of hitting him, or did they...?
Well, they got 9 guns, so if the first one missed it, you had 8 other chances. These are English heritage paper bags with gunpowder in them. A third of the weight of the shot is the amount of powder you put in.
Get in and ram.
You've got to ram it, but leave go, because if the gun fires accidentally, it will take the ramrod and your hand with it. So you ram and leave go.
You're worried about... And now 2 men in a boat.
More force.
More force.
You can feel it's clear.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's your wadding.
That holds.
That compresses the powder at the back of the chamber, and it gives it more bang. Excellent.
OK.
Well rammed. There's your prick. Powder.
I'm actually trying to pierce the bag of gunpowder.
Yes, you are.
OK.
No! Go down to metal? Yeah, you can hear metal.
Yeah.
Excellent. What I've got in here is very fine gunpowder, which is used as a primer, as such priming powder. Griff, you're going to be my ventsman. If your hand just covers that and stops it blowing away. Okay.
Is it alight now?
Okay, yeah. Okay, uncover your vents. Advance your linstock. Firing, give it fire.
Oh!
All right.
Congratulations, sir.
Now I put the fire out.
Of course, being the deep natural harbour is of enormous military significance. What role did it play in D-Day?
The D-Day landings from Turnaware Beach up there, all along the Foul, there were embarkation points and the Helford for the D-Day landings. A lot of American troops sailed from here. And, I mean, it belies it today, weather like this, when you think, oh, well, it's just a nice holiday area. You've got Special Operations Executive were actually training on Helford. So there's massive amount of stuff going on.
So how many American soldiers and British soldiers were on station?
Thousands. Within this region, thousands of soldiers from up the Helford and from up the Foul.
So if you'd stood here on whatever day they all set out in June 1944...
It would have been an amazing sight.
Incredible. You would have
An
seen the
amazing
entire
sight,
Normandy
yeah.
landing fleet. That's astonishing.
Meanwhile, our own D-Day was approaching. We had to make a landing on the Scillies, if only for the sake of our lobsters. But we had no boat. As luck would have it, there was a pretty gaff cutter sitting in Falmouth Harbour. The owner was prepared to let us try her out. He didn't want us to take her into open water, so we headed up the river. About 3 miles towards Truro, there's a place called the Smuggler's Cottage, where we could moor for the night. It was famous not only as a smuggler's pickup joint, but also because it played a crucial part in the actual D-Day operations.
Through it!
It is gorgeous, isn't it? The magic of Cornwall, boys.
It is the magic of Cornwall.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm going to say.
It is the magic of a sort of romantic old creek where the smugglers would have come in
Indeed.
and brought in their booty.
Can you imagine setting out from here on the eve of D-Day?
Did it happen here?
It happened here. How just tranquil and gorgeous is that?
At last, our overnight mooring. And difficult to believe on an evening like this that the biggest amphibious assault ever started from here. A smuggler's cottage and now a pub. Even the roads had to be widened to accommodate tanks loading onto landing craft.
And as the light disappears at night and the river is lonely, you get a real sense of what it would have been like the night before the D-Day landings, where there were thousands, tens of thousands of British and American soldiers moored here waiting to get the call to leave and to join a convoy at Falmouth and head off to possibly their deaths in Normandy.
This is an amazing river. This is it's a wonderfully unspoilt river. The woods come down to the edge of the river, and it seems to go on as far as you can see, right up into the Cornish heartland. And you can see why they had those cannons to defend it. Beautiful. This is what it's all about.
And a war of